Okay, this video is going to help you with the polygons lesson. We're going to learn about a few different polygons that will be uh, brought up throughout the lesson. Um, First of all, we're going to start off with what is the definition of a polygon. A polygon is any closed shape that has straight sides. So polygons cannot have any openings and they must have straight sides. So a circle or an oval will not be a polygon. So I'm going to draw an example of a polygon, and we just have to keep in mind that they have to be um, closed and they have to have straight sides. So something like this or this would not work, but I'm going to try this here. This would be a polygon. And this is a polygon because it has straight sides and it has no openings whatsoever in the shape. So next I'm going to draw a quadrilateral. Now quadrilateral, um, it's a polygon that has only four sides. And a quadrilateral is a name for any four-sided figure as long as it's closed or has straight sides. So there's actually quite a few shapes that have um, the name quadrilateral. Uh, there are many different types of quadrilaterals. Quad means four, so that's how you can remember that quadrilateral is a four-sided shape, because quad means four. So I'm going to just show you a quadrilateral. I'm going to draw a four-sided shape. It could be anything as long as it has four sides and it's closed and those sides are straight. So I'm going to go with, we'll go with this shape here, and I'm going to draw it right below the quadrilateral. So this is a quadrilateral. It has four sides. Those sides are straight and it is closed. Next I'm going to show you a trapezoid, and a trapezoid is a quadrilateral and it has only one pair of parallel sides. So only one set of parallel sides. It cannot have any more than that. It's also classified as a quadrilateral, and it's also classified as a polygon. So since I'll go over this at the end, but since this is below, it has an arrow pointing to quadrilateral. Trapezoids are quadrilaterals and quadrilaterals are polygons, so trapezoid has all three of these names. I'm going to draw an example of a trapezoid right here. We have to remember it has only one set of parallel sides. They have one pre-made for us. So here, as you can tell, the bottom line segment is actually parallel to the top line segment, but these line segments on the right and left side are not parallel. So it has only one set of parallel sides, so that is a trapezoid. The next thing I'm going to show you is a parallelogram. And a parallelogram is a quadrilateral with two sets of parallel sides. So trapezoids had one set of parallel sides, parallelograms have two sets of parallel sides. So these, like a trapezoid, are also classified as quadrilaterals and polygons. So parallelogram actually has three names: parallelogram, quadrilateral, polygon. Um, and I'm going to show you an example of a parallelogram. This is a pretty simple one. There's actually quite a few types of parallelograms, but they just have to have two sets of parallel sides. So this does, many of you know this as a rectangle, but it's also a parallelogram. It has two sets of parallel sides. The top and bottom are parallel, and right and left sides are parallel. So two sets of parallel sides, that makes a parallelogram. The next thing I'm going to show you is a rectangle. And actually, let me show you the rhombus first. So the rhombus, a rhombus is a parallelogram where all four sides have the same length. Okay, so it's a parallelogram, so opposite sides are parallel, or it has two sets of parallel sides, and all four sides are the same length. Okay, so what we drew up here is actually a rhombus. I'm going to draw another one. It looks like a diamond. Um, Try that again. Here we go. And here is a rhombus. Okay, we'll make it a little different than what we had up there. But as you can see, it is a parallelogram because this side is parallel to this side, and this side is parallel to this side. And all four of these sides are exactly the same length. Okay, so that does make a rhombus. A rhombus is also classified as a parallelogram, quadrilateral, and a polygon. Alright, so now we'll go back to the rectangle. A rectangle is also a parallelogram, and it has four right angles, and opposite sides are equal. So it must have opposite sides that are parallel. They have to be the same sides, or same size, and they must form four right angles. So I'm going to draw a rectangle, and so as you can see in this shape, we'll draw it this way. Um, the right and left side are parallel, and they're also the same size. So that's one requirement of a rectangle. Also, the top and bottom are parallel, and those are the same size as well. So that's another requirement of a rectangle. Also, you should see four right angles, or four square corners, in this shape. So one here, one here, one here, and one here. So that is a rectangle. Rectangle is also called a parallelogram, quadrilateral, polygon. Uh, the last shape I'm going to show you, this is one that has the most names, and actually I forgot a ray to show you that a square has this name as well. So I'm going to tell you the definition of a square here. A square is a rectangle, and it has all four sides having the same length. Squares have to have four right angles, like a rectangle requires, and squares have quite a few names. But the main thing to remember is all four sides are the same length, and it has to have four right angles. So we're going to draw a square, or try to draw a square. This one's a little harder because they only give us a rectangle option, so we have to try to make it so that these two are the same size, and that looks about right there. So there's a square. Now here I want to show you a square is also a rhombus, because remember, a rhombus is a parallelogram that has four equal sides. Well, a square is the same thing, but it has a little bit stricter rules to it. So a square is a rhombus, but a rhombus does not always have to be a square. So you can see right here, this picture is not a square, but it is a rhombus. This is also a picture of a rhombus, but it's also classified as a square. So that can be a little confusing, but you can see all four sides are the same length. It is a rectangle as well because it has four right angles, and opposite sides are parallel. So squares have these names. A square is a square. It is a rhombus. It is a rectangle. It is a parallelogram. It's a quadrilateral and a polygon. So you can use this video to help you name polygons. Anything that is down here and has an arrow going to another name shares that name. So like we said before, a square is a rectangle, it's a rhombus, it's a parallelogram, it's a quadrilateral, it's a polygon. If I had rectangle, a rectangle has an arrow here. So a rectangle is a parallelogram, it's a quadrilateral, it's a polygon. Rhombus, same thing. Parallelogram, quadrilateral, polygon. Trapezoids are only quadrilateral polygons, so it has three names. Parallelogram is the same way. It has three names: parallelogram, quadrilateral, polygon. Okay, if you're just looking at quadrilaterals, it just has two names. It's a quadrilateral polygon, and also here we have a shape that is just a polygon. It's closed, it has straight sides, but it does not qualify as one of these shapes. So hopefully this video helps you out. If you need help with the names, by all means use this video to help you name different shapes.